What's up, rookies? Welcome to the Rookie Pharmacist podcast, where we showcase what pharmacists do and explore inspiring pharmacy career paths. Today, I'm so excited to have with me my friend and coworker, Shelby Taylor, who is about to embark on her pharmacist journey. And I'm so excited for her story because it is one of resilience, perseverance, and following through on your passion. Shelby, thank you so much for being here. How are you?
I'm great. How are you, Brigitte? Thanks for having me.
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for taking the time out of your weekend to spend a few minutes with us. Let's start by getting to know you a little bit better. Tell us about yourself and what inspired you to want to become a pharmacist.
Sure. Yeah. So a little bit about me and my work background to start is I started as a humble pharmacy tech at CVS. That kind of gave me that segue into being at Contra Costa Regional. I had conveniently applied for both positions at the same time.
Smart.
And we know how everything works. It was a little bit slow in the COVID era, so I
Hmm.
started work at RMC in 2021, and I've been there ever since. It's been
Yes,
great.
2021, that's 4 years. Right. So, yes, Contra Costa is where I meet you. So, from working as a pharmacy technician at CVS and Contra Costa, at what point do you decide that you want to be a pharmacist?
I'd say for sure the moment that I stepped foot into CVS, I knew that pharmacy was right for me.
Mm,
Even though the retail environment was hectic, I was just seeing the impact that the pharmacist had on the community.
hmm.
And it even got further when I came to RMC and I saw the hospital side of medicine
Yeah.
and told myself, this is where I belong.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're lucky to have had both experiences of retail and hospital in your short journey so far. It gives you perspective on the community service side, outpatient side, and the inpatient side, right? So when you were working at both CVS and Contra Costa, you said you saw the impact that pharmacists were having. Can you be a little more specific about what kind of impact resonated most with you?
Sure. So, from the community side, I saw how the counseling was really helping the patients understand what medications they were taking. There
Mm,
were plenty of times because it was COVID era that people were getting prescribed medication they had never seen or heard before.
right.
And the pharmacist having that aspect of deep knowledge on those medications helped put the patients at ease. And I got to see that
Mhm.
from
Yeah,
behind the counter while I'm filling. I'm like,
got
wow,
you.
that's
Got
awesome.
you. Yeah. So you see the impact that pharmacists can have as healthcare providers. Just curious, before pharmacy, did you have anything else in mind? I'm just curious to see if he was even healthcare oriented.
Yeah, that's a great question. I've always had pharmacy as my forefront. My
Mm,
mom was a nurse, conveniently enough, at RMC, and that was really the inspiring factor for me to go into medicine.
mm-hmm.
I was sick a lot as a kid and had different medications around me, so I was like intrigued to
Uh-huh,
see
uh-huh,
more. What does
uh-huh,
this
uh-huh.
medication do?
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
and that spark has just been in me from the beginning.
Okay. Okay. So working at CVS was intentional. Applying at CVS, you already knew that pharmacy could be my thing, but I just want to double check. Or
Mhm.
what was your mindset going in there?
My mindset was that I wanted to get into the career, have that be the segue into me becoming the best pharmacist I can be in the future. And
Mm, okay.
I had come from a background previously of just my first working job as a lifeguard. So I had little to no pharmacy experience, except for visiting at my local retail pharmacy. And that
Okay.
gave me a good foundation.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Now the juicy part of the conversation. You decide that you're gonna go to pharmacy, you apply.
Hmm.
How does that go?
So when it came to pharmacy school applications, it has taken 3 tries. Not
Yeah,
one, not two, but three.
I know.
3 tries.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
despite the setbacks that I've had and the, oh man, I'm not getting in this year,
Mm-hmm.
there's never been a part of me that's like, well, that's it. I'm not doing it anymore. Um, I've always had the, okay, let's take a moment,
Mm-hmm.
evaluate why I didn't get in, and how can I use that to push me educationally or experiential wise towards being better for the next application cycle.
I see. I see. I see. I see. I'm going to break the answer down a little bit so we can understand better. But there's also one thing that I think would be helpful for our audience to know before we get into actual applying for pharmacy school. How do you decide, first of all, which pharmacy school to apply to?
Oh, that's a good question. I'd have to take a moment and think.
Okay. Okay.
For for
Because
me,
I think it's helpful for prospective pharmacists, right, who are applying to know to have an idea of how people process this decision. For
yeah.
me, for example, as an immigrant, someone coming in from a different country and wanting this really badly, wanting to become a pharmacist really badly, and I was single at the time. I had no children at the time I was applying for my first time. I just applied in California, all over California, because that's all I knew, right?
Mhm.
And then when that didn't work out the first year, that's when I branched out to other states because I was like, okay, if California doesn't want me, I'm going to try going somewhere else. So for you, was it perhaps the location? Was it affordability? Was it knowing people who had gone to the school before? What kind of influenced that?
In my personal experience, it was the do I know someone who went there? Do I know a few people that went there?
Okay, okay.
And I really made sure to scope out the schools that I wanted to go to by asking people of their experience, whether it be alumni or current students. What do you think of the program? How
Mm-hmm.
did it work into your life? How
Mm-hmm.
it's impacted you and made you a better person and overall pharmacist?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I took each of those as very important bits of knowledge into the application.
Got you. Got you. Got you. All right. So you decide which schools you're going to apply to. You got into pharmacy school already.
Yeah,
Congratulations. Congratulations, really. But that took you 3 attempts, like you mentioned earlier. And what kept you going after each rejection?
that's a great question. For the motivational
Mm-hmm.
aspect,
Mm-hmm.
I come from a family where we don't back down. We take
Mm-hmm.
failure as fuel, and
Mm-hmm.
we don't allow that to bring us down and have us throw in the towel. We take that as an opportunity to be like, all right, pause.
Hmm.
What went wrong?
Yeah.
Let's look at that
Yeah.
and let's do better next time.
Yeah, yeah. I love how you said you take failure as fuel.
Yes.
That is a different way than I've heard it put before, and it makes so much sense. But I don't know why most people don't do that. Failure brings people down so much, so many times. And I think you said it, it's your family, your support system, your entourage that has taught you that. And I think here we're trying to teach everybody else the same thing, that failure is not the end, it's not that you're not good enough. You should take it as fuel for moving forward, right? Awesome. So how do you prepare yourself for each cycle and what changes in the way you apply to make your application better? If you can go through each of the attempts.
Yeah. So chronologically, I applied in late 2022 as
Mm,
my first application cycle. I went into it knowing that I was short a few classes and that I had them in my work plan and educational plan for the next semester. It was almost a shot in the dark. I said, this is going to be a moment where I either know that I am doing well educationally or that I need to seriously fix my educational study habits and how time manage. I went into that application cycle applying to three schools
Okay.
and I got rejected flat out from all three. I asked, okay, thank you very much. What
Mm-hmm.
did I do wrong and how can I improve?
Okay. Okay. So if I hear correct you had the deep feeling that your first application was a test.
Yes,
Was a test to see how well positioned you were. You already knew you still had some prerequisites to complete, which is fine. You can apply to pharmacy school with prerequisites pending to complete. But I like to hear that you were prepared mentally, knowing that you were going in not fully confident and ready.
right.
Okay. And then what happens next?
So after I got that re first rejection, I took about a week and I went through my educational plan and made it more robust to
Hmm.
bolster my GPA to make sure that I was getting a really good foundation because I had not completed all of my chemistries yet. Took that moment to make that a priority and make those courses a very big priority in setting me up for academic success for the future.
Got you. Boosting your GPA.
Yes.
All right, all right. Had you reached out to the schools to ask why you hadn't gotten accepted? And did they say the GPA was the issue, or did you speak to an advisor? How did you come up with that plan?
Yeah, I spoke to the dean of admissions for each program
Great, great. Yes.
and I got their emails. I sent them very nice emails. I said, thank you so much for your time in looking over my application. I know there's so many you go over every cycle. I just had a couple of questions, and that's kind of how I led into my inquiry with the deans of admissions.
And that is so important, what
Yes.
you did. It helps build connection first with the school. It shows that you care about how to improve. It shows that you care about getting in the next time, right? So students listening, when you're applying, you have to first of all, if you get an interview, you thank the school after each interview, you write them, you email them, you let them know you appreciated them going over your application, like you said, because we take it for granted. They're going through your application. It's work, right?
Right.
You're doing. And that I loved how you took those steps to thank them and follow through and then use the information to adjust your plan, right? So you go in the second time applying, knowing that you are focusing on those core sciences and getting good grades in them.
Yes. For that second application, I
Mm-hmm.
am more confident, but still not 100% feeling that I was going to get in. I knew that I had completed every course at that point, minus calculus, but my GPA was still lacking.
Mm-hmm.
So I went in, I applied to two schools that time. I got rejected again from the two schools, and I asked again, hi, thank you again for going over my application. I have boosted my GPA, but I'm seeing that I'm falling short. Can you enlighten me as to where I can improve for the next time? And they were
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, yes, you did great on these courses. We'd like to see you do better in a few more health sciences related courses. Here are some suggestions on how you can go about that. I
Mm-hmm.
said, okay, thank you so much. And I went along my way.
And you did just that.
Yes.
All right. And mind you, each application is every year. We're talking, when we're having this conversation, it seems like you waited a couple months and applied again. We're talking about a whole year, a whole academic year. So 2 years have gone by at this point. And then what happens? Which classes do you take to follow their advice? And then what happens when you apply again?
So for the third application cycle, I, of course, went in, completed my calculus. I passed that with flying colors. Finally, I'd retaken it. Um,
Um,
and I also took a few health sciences related courses regarding leadership and administration. By getting a bachelor's degree at Grand Canyon University, I was able to do that.
I remember your graduation. So at this point, you have a bachelor's degree on your application. You
Correct.
are really making the application robust in with these steps. Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh.
Yes, I didn't have original intention of going and completing a bachelor's. I had,
Because it wasn't required,
no,
right?
it wasn't.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They had just changed it a couple years prior to me starting my applications
Mhm.
to just be prerequisite for focus, not degree focused.
Yeah, yeah.
So life has many things in store, and I just went along for the ride.
Yes, you really went along for the ride because along the way you got married,
Yeah.
right? You completed your bachelor's degree and you were working and you were really a full, well-rounded human being, just taking it as, this is part of life and, I'm gonna just do what I need to do, no matter what it takes, right? And I'm curious about your experience as a pharmacy technician. Did you ever bring that up? Did you ever put that on your application?
Oh, yes, every single time.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. So having experience in pharmacy is important, but as we can see with your story, the right GPA and the right classes matter. You talked about your family background and the culture that if passed on to you about not giving up, right? About taking failure as fuel, but intrinsically, what helped you stay resilient and focused despite the setbacks?
Yeah. From a personal aspect, I kind of operate on a idea for pharmacy in particular that this is plan A.
Mm-hmm.
Plan A can be slightly altered, a little bit of change,
Hmm.
but it's still plan A.
Yes, yes.
The plan B does not exist.
I see. I see.
Make it as robust as possible.
That is a straightforward answer. Like you stayed resilient because there was no other option. It was
Yeah.
either pharmacy or nothing.
Yep.
I love
Pharmacy
it.
school or
I love
bust.
it. I love it. Love it. Love it. That's an amazing answer. Yeah, because if you have other plans, then you kind of settle for less, right? And you were not willing to do that.
Right.
All right. Okay. What are you looking forward the most as you begin your pharmacy school journey? And tell us which school you're going to also.
To preface this, I'm going to be going to Touro University, California in fall of this year, class of
My
2020.
alma mater.
Let's go.
Yes, yes, awesome. You're gonna love Turo, and they are really lucky to have a student like you because I haven't gone there. I know you embody what they are looking for as a student, not just academically, but also student life and all those non-curricular activities. It's gonna be a better program. Part of it, partly because you're there. I can feel it. So to get back to our question, what are you looking forward to the most?
When it comes to the pharmacy school curriculum and the whole life change that comes with going into a PharmD program, I'm most looking forward to looking at the different drug categories and how they really affect each part of the body.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Okay.
just something that it's fueling the spark.
Yes, yes. I
Yeah.
can see that because having worked as a pharmacy technician myself before, I already knew some of these drug names and the surface like what they did. Like I knew Tylenol, was for headaches but going in, I was really excited to learn more about the chemical structure and about how they work in the body and about, all these more not more complicated, but more in-depth knowledge of medications, which is why you applied to pharmacy school in the first place. So you're looking forward, if I'm hearing you correctly, you're really excited about getting to know the drugs more personally, right?
Exactly. Another thing I'm really looking forward to
Hmm.
comes to the pharmacy school curriculum
Huh.
is the moment in which we get revealed our rotation sites.
Oh,
That is so exciting. So
you are
exciting.
like, okay, okay. You are like 2 years ahead of the game because
Yeah,
it's going to happen 2 years into pharmacy school. Okay. So you're really excited about putting what you're going to learn in school into practice. Is it because you want to come back to CCRMC for your rotation?
essentially.
That would be so cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I would love that.
Then we'll be able to, then we'll be nice. We'll be nice to you, I'm pretty sure. We're always nice, right? To our pharmacy students. Awesome, awesome. Last question, which I really want our listeners, our prospective pharmacy students, our rookies to pay attention to. What advice do you have for others who are facing rejection but still want to pursue pharmacy?
I have a few words of advice on that.
Please.
Make sure you keep your eye on the prize and do not ever settle for less. You've only got this one life of yours, and you have to live it to the fullest and take every waking day to make sure that you are on the path that you want to be on, career-wise and life-wise. Never forget where you came from as well,
Okay.
because that is a very humbling aspect to
Mhm.
understand that you came from a beginning where you weren't completely educated on where you're going career-wise, but now you know
Mhm.
everything in regards to that. It
Mhm.
helps you make a positive impact in the field in the
Yeah.
future.
Got it. Got it. All right. So I'm hearing two things. I'm hearing no plan B.
Yes.
Keep your eye on the prize. And to paraphrase, you're pretty much saying don't give up on your dreams.
Yes.
If becoming a pharmacist is something that really calls to you, don't stop. Just do what Shelby has talked about throughout this conversation. Find out what you need to do to make your application better. Build network like Shelby did with the schools. You will eventually get in, right? And get through pharmacy school.
Yes.
And then the second thing you said was stay humble to your beginnings. I think that also means be yourself.
Yes.
Stay,
Exactly.
stay true to who you are because that's what makes you stand out. You have to remain true to yourself. Anything else that you would like to add that you learned from this journey? As I,
Yeah. I'd like to add to make sure that you're not completely focused on yourself and stuck in your own head all of the time. Take time to step outside of yourself, help other people, network. Seriously, networking is half of the battle. If you can understand and learn more about all of these people who have been on the journey you're about to partake in, it can help fuel you further.
yeah, yeah. And we can have a whole discussion only on networking because having known you and been with you through your journey so far, I have seen you take the time, first of all, to build relationship with us, the pharmacists, the pharmacy technicians, to take part into our outside of work activities and really want to get to know everyone on a more personal level and help people in ways that are not necessarily work. And I have seen you put 100% in your work as well, right? And people love you for that. And that's something that they say pharmacy is a small world. So if we love you for that and you keep up with that, who you are and being the helpful relationship builder that you are, it's going to take you further than just getting into pharmacy school. It's going to take you further as you get through rotations and residency and job applications, right? I have also seen you give back. I've also seen you network. You are now part of the Diablo Society of Health System Pharmacists. And it's not something that I had to pull your leg to do. You were already open to what else can I do to serve the world of pharmacy, right? And you got on board with being and participating in activities in your local pharmacy association. You were attending our night out with industry events. You were helping plan and clean up and all that. And now you're helping on the night out with industry committee. So these are all things actually that we could have talked about that could have helped make your application stand out even more, right?
Yes.
Awesome. 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 Shelby, I wish you the best, really, as you move on to your pharmacy journey. I hope you stay connected with the Rookie Pharmacist. I hope and I know that you're going to succeed and be an amazing pharmacist. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in and for listening. And if you need to get in touch, if you have any questions for Shelby, reach out to me anywhere on social media, the Rookie Pharmacist, and I'll help you get through to her. And until the next time, stay blessed. God bless you. Bye bye.